Here's everything I've done as a brown individual to completely transform from a 4 out of 10 to at least somewhat higher. First, we have to master the 3 C's. This is Clay's famous philosophy, so we're going to focus on coloring, clavicles, and of course consistency. As a brown individual, you have to really play to your strengths and play to your genetics. So what I'm talking about here is mastering your coloring, mastering your frame, and overall being consistent and envision a long-term self. When we talk about coloring as a brown individual, there are 3 things that are going to help you stand out. 1 is your hair, 1 is the colors on your face, and 1 is your overall health indicators. When we're talking about coloring in your hair, the one thing I can recommend really is to get a highlight tone that is the same color as your skin. For instance, I have mocha brown highlights, and since it's matching the color of my skin, it gives me some overall improved coloring solely because there's an array of brown and black on my hair and brown and black on my face. And if you don't have facial hair, that's alright, because I'm assuming that your eye color is probably a dark brown, so this is also playing with the different colors and arrays on your face. So we talked about the coloring of your hair. Now we're going to talk about how you can improve your coloring in terms of health indicators. And the only philosophy here is that the healthier you look, the better looking you are. Health is wealth. We're talking about white teeth, white scleras, and scleras are the white bits in your eye. And then we're also talking about pink lips. So what you're going to do is exfoliate your lips with a towel, and you can do this while rubbing it, but don't rub too hard because your lips are going to hurt. Then you're going to follow it with the Vaseline or tinted Vaseline. And over time, your lips are going to look so healthy, so thank me later. The next thing you're going to focus on for your coloring as a brown individual is really mastering the brightness of your skin tone. I'm not talking about skin lightening. We're not wearing makeup. We're not wearing things that's going to cover our overall skin tone, but we are going to play to our advantages. We are simply going to enhance it through brightening. You can do this through methods like hydroquinone, centella asiatica, vitamin C, but I honestly recommend centella asiatica because I've had the most success with it. It really transformed the brightness of my skin, which allows me to be more radiant in certain situations, and that's what you're going to need to ascend your skin tone. And along the terms of health indicators, you need to step in the sunlight. I know everyone says, don't get tanned, I don't want to get black, but you need the sun in order to look radiant. Why do you think I film all my thirst traps there? I just told you how to master your coloring. Now the next C in Barclay's philosophy is clavicles. Clay's triple C's, we are going to be maxing out our clavicles, and what this means is building your shoulders and your delts. The ideal ratio of shoulder to waist is around 1.8 to 1. And I know everyone says to focus on abs. I am currently focusing on abs. Abs are important, but if you are wearing a shirt, no one's going to see your abs, but they are going to see your frame. What's going to help you frame mog or have a good posture? It is your shoulders. Because even if you're not the tallest guy in the room, your frame can overall help you when it comes to standing bigger. So you mastered your coloring, you mastered your clavicles, and you are becoming a bigger and better person. But what is stopping you from doing this long term? It is your consistency. And I know it's not directly related to your looks and build, but all I'm going to say is that you have to start envisioning your long-term self. You have to imagine yourself long-term, rich, jacked, charismatic, everything under the sun. You have to be the perfect individual, and once you get this idea in your head, you are going to strive towards that. And in the case you do run a motivation, your girl cheated on you, you have a bad family life, you really want to escape the situation you're in, that's not going to help you long-term because you are going to lose the spark once things get better. So if you actually want to be consistent, you really have to imagine yourself in the long term because that is the person that you want to be. So we mastered Clay's triple C philosophy of coloring, consistency, and clavicles, but now we're going to look at the specific looksmaxx I did personally to ascend as a brown boy. So what we're going to look at is hair, skin, frame, jaw, and of course manifestation. And the last one is the most important. And I'm going to run down all these really quick because I really don't want to waste your time. So here's every looksmaxx I've done as a brown individual to ascend as a 4 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. First, for my hair, all I've done was get brown highlights, grow it out, and get it layered. And that really helps me because I always had short hair and I only experienced a hair halo way after high school. Went to high school in India, so I was forced to cut it short, have sport short hair, and it really just messed up my mental health because they did not want me to see my full potential. Crash out aside, the next thing I worked on was my skin. All I did for my skin was use panoxyl or benzoyl peroxide. This really cleared up all the bumps and unevenness, and to amplify it, I use a brightening serum, which is centella asiatica from Skin 1004, and this really helped my skin get that automatic retouch effect and really helped with my overall coloring. Next thing we did was our frame. For your frame, all it takes is going to the gym and really being consistent with it because only after a few years you will start to see desired results. Even in the process in between, you will see results, but to see really good results, you have to be in it for the long game. If you were to prioritize something, I'd prioritize your chest, your shoulders, and your abs because your mid frame is the most important because you were probably wearing a shirt and you have to fill out your shirt, so that is going to be important as well. Everyone says they want to improve their jaw as a brown individual, but for me personally, all I did was consistent mewing, and what this means is fixing your tongue posture. You put your tongue at the roof of your mouth and really just go up and down. Over time, you're going to get a habit to put your tongue in the roof of your mouth and just really live your life like that. I'm not telling you to do 3 reps of 7 or 10 reps of 5. All I'm telling you is to try to put your tongue in the roof of your mouth as much as possible and breathing from your nose. And I put these two together because there is something you can combine to get a better jawline while working on your frame at the same time. Every time you hit a workout in the gym, if you're hitting shoulders or you're hitting a press, always try to keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth because there is going to be strain on your hyoid. If you don't know, the hyoid is this thing that droops down low, and if you don't work on it, it is only going to get worse. So what you're going to do is as you're hitting a shoulder press, try to press your tongue at the roof of your mouth like this. Over time, it's going to really constrain this muscle to stay upwards instead of drooping down low. And if you still have a hyoid after all this, you just have to get leaner because your body fat is important for getting a jawline. The last thing you have to do to looksmaxx as an Indian or brown individual is manifestation. And what I mean by this is really envisioning who you want to be in a few years, like I mentioned before. You got to create this idea of delusion that you are already a hyper successful, jacked, good looking individual. I'm not saying to be arrogant or cocky at all. So what you're going to do is actually have to delude yourself into thinking you are the topmost mogger. Essentially through manifestation and really noting down where you want to be and how you want to be, you are going to ascend. It is going to happen, I can guarantee it. So with this, here are all the methods you need to know on how to looksmaxx as a brown individual, and let me know what you want me to do in part 3 as we cover different methods. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you want more videos like this, comment down below and we are going to cover it one by one, and we are going to mog. Follow for more tips.